Do you want this to stop happening to you?
All right. Yeah, I just realized that I should have been healing there. Let's just reset.
Can't figure out what you're doing wrong at all, maybe? Other YouTube videos too complicated for you. I got what you need. The fancy Scholar facts, motherfucker. If you don't trust me, I've been playing Scholar for almost like 20 years now.
I promise you, I can give you the facts.
Point out a spell and you're like, hey, what's this? I'll tell you it's Selene.
Easy.
Look right there. See that spell? It's Selene. The first thing that you always want to know about Scholar, it's going to help you 100%, is to hit that subscribe button and like it, baby. Tell your friends. Your Scholar gameplay will go up 100-fold. Easy. The next step, which is something that kind of teaches you
Before you unlock it, since it's a class you don't unlock, you have to play as Arcanist.
the two most important things is, one, always keep your dot up. Always keep your dot up. Easy as that. No matter what you're doing, as long as your dot stays on the boss and ticking, you're good. Easy as that. Second of all, you aren't the healer. Oh, Seth, fucking, my party's down low and I need to heal them. You're right. If you're in a dungeon, you aren't the healer. What you're there for is to put these little yellow bars as high as you can on people, on the big stuff. Otherwise, put a little one and call it good. Selene is the healer. You are just there to give Selene her chance to shine. Easy. This button right here, Add Loquium. I always forget the name of it. I always call it Add Low or Crit Low. This is your bread and butter. Whenever you want to do healing, you just press that button and you forget about whoever you put it on. Easy as that. The reason why I call it Crit Low is whenever you heal them for it, I know it's 1,000 mana, it hurts. Whenever you heal them, you'll get a shield for the same amount. So if you crit it, it just doubles the shield. Super simple. The AoE version of it doesn't do the crit. But thankfully, we have a way to fix that. Deployment tactics. Deployment tactics just takes that shield you critted and spreads it to the party within X amount of range. Super simple. It's how you get some fat, juicy shields. So what you're telling me is, Seth, what if you have a black mage out in the Omega level space? Don't know where they're at. First of all, that's fine. Whatever. But if they're standing in AoEs, they're failing to do their job. So you don't have to do yours. Just let them die. So brings the next button of Resurrection. I think that's what it's called or whatever. Oh wait, are they the same? No, they're still different. You got Resurrection. You typically want to use this with cast, but you don't have to. If they keep dying, you just hard res them. Or you can just let them sit there and think about what they did. It always works out. Once you have this freshly risen sprout, you want to slap a bubble on them and pray that the other healer or Selene gets you healed up. If not, you're just going to have to pick them up again, and I'm sorry about that. Next most important thing that I can tell you is this next button. I know you use it a lot, which you shouldn't. You don't use it a lot. Is Physic. Just take it off the hotbar. I do not, but there is not a time in this world this button needs to be on your hotbar. Just take it off, because Selene has a better version of that herself that she casts. What are my GCDs? Zik, Adlo, Sucker. Are those my only GCDs? Alright, so the next thing we're going to get to is another really important button. It's called Aetherflow. It comes up every... Who cares? When it's up, you press the button no matter what. Unless you already have stacks, but you always use this. But we'll get there. When you press this button, you'll get 3 stacks to use on multiple different things. One is a damaging button that we'll get to later. The second is a giant bubble that heals and prevents damage, as well as a spot heal, a single target heal, or a global heal. I'm going to be real with you. The bubble and the damaging spells are the only things you need to worry about. Easy as that. the single target heal and the AoE heal are pretty lackluster. If you're in dungeon content, it's okay. But if you're having to spam a bunch of the single targets, you're having a bad day. So that's where I stand at that. But they have their place. They should still be on your hotbar, unlike Physic. Just keep that in mind. The damaging spell is just a single target. You suck off the enemy. That's it. Nothing else. Super simple. But we'll get to more of the damaging stuff later. Once you use 3 of those Aetherflow stacks, you'll get another gauge. You'll get 10 gauge each time for your fairy. And then you can use that to cast a fairy spell, like a tether. I call it the babysitter. All you do, you'll have a tether, and it tethers, and all it's doing is pretty much telling Celine to heal that one person until the gauge is done. Nothing else fancy. What I am trying to tell you, though, is always be using your stacks. Me personally, I'd rather use them on the damaging spells because I mostly play content with a second healer, so I don't ever really have to use my healing unless something else is going wrong, like I've been telling you. On the subject of fairy abilities, you have 2 more. You have this one, Fey Wind, I think.
All right, me again. Super late at night. My editor has just informed me that Feywind is no longer in the game. Back to your regular schedule programming.
Feywind, what it does is it prevents damage and increases healing. That's all you really need to know. And Whispering Dawn, which is just a glorified Medica 2. That's all it is. If for some reason you're ever healing with me and I say I'm a Medica 2, that's what I mean. Every healer has their Medica 2. I just call it Medica 2 because Conjurer is the first healer in the game. Other than that, you have the AoE heal, which is just a flat heal from the fairy. That's it. Nothing else fancy.
Pretty much all the fairy does.
Except for another important thing you can do with the fairy. You can eat the fairy. Now hear me out. You're not into that. I'm not into that either. But once you eat her, you get 3 more stacks to do with whatever you want. Plus, you can heal a little bit better because of it, but you want the stacks for more damage. That's all you want to do. So you'll throw 3 stacks out, eat her, throw 3 more stacks. Easy game, man. Another thing you can do with the fairy, though, is upgrade the fairy. You can digivolve your Celine to Seraph, and all Seraph is a glorified sucker bot. Once you digivolve Celine, you'll get 2 charges of sucker. They do not stack, so use them in between AoEs or something. I don't know. But once you have Seraph out, you cannot eat the fairy. So just be aware of that. All the other buttons still work fine. We're going to get to the most important part of the class. Damage. Like I was telling you earlier, most important thing to do on the job is to make sure the dot bio is always ticking. Even if you have to recast it at an unreasonable time, just do it. You don't see it as often like you would a white mage because we have Ruin 2, which is an instant cast ability that lets us run around the map willy-nilly and we don't even care. But
Since we already talked about it,
Ruin 2 is just an instant cast ability that hits a little bit, not as hard. It's a little softer than Broil. Most of your gameplay, and I'm sorry, will be casting Broil. It sucks, you don't want to hear it, but you're going to be casting Broil, reapplying your dot. Unless you're doing dungeon content, and then you do the best spell in the goddamn game, Art of War. Tell yourself every night, every day in the shower, every second possible, every time you can, Art of War is a gain onto, and you should always use it. And I'm sitting here in raid content and ad face spawns up, and I'm like, ooh, these 2 ads are close together. I guess I'm just gonna Art of War. See? So if anyone ever tells you you're wrong, send them to this video. And if they tell you you're right, send them to this video. I don't care. So you have your dot, and you have your 2 main abilities, plus Art of War. Next, you have is a thing called energy. It's a thing that uses that Aetherflow stacks that we were just talking about. That just does single target damage. And that's all it does. That's all you're gonna do. All you're gonna be doing is broil energy drain until who knows when the boss dies or you die, whichever comes second. Or we're gonna get to cool other mitigations. So one that we just got that I'm really not a fan of, but it's been growing on me until they nerfed it, is Expedient. You just get the fucking zoomies, boy. Easy as that. And you just go fast and you just take less damage. Super, super simple. The next one is Sromo. Can you put like this that one spell with the green ball on it? I always forget the name of it. Protraction, I think. You know what? It has, as a scholar main, I should know this button, but it doesn't even matter.
Because most of the words I have is because of other things. So it's going to be this one right here. Hopefully it's popped up. If not, that's going to make it really awkward.
All it is going to give your target bonus health, and they can get healed for more. That's all it does. I only ever use the button to increase my APM when I'm bored. Most of the time it gets put onto me when I'm trying to make a fat shield. That's about it. So here's the next button. It's going to be emergency tactics. Emergency tactics is the shield that you will get from Adlo or Sucker. It just turns into an additional heal. That's it for when you really need to heal somebody. Asuna is a class ability. It's a GCD. I just realized that's my last GCD. It shows how much I use it, which is I don't. It's not even on my hotbar. What Asuna is going to be. It's going to take a debuff off of an ally. So you'll have the debuff with a little white line on the top. It just means that you can Asuna in it. In higher tier content, you won't see it. There are some fringe cases where you will see it, but that's neither here nor there. Lucid Dreaming. Lucid Dreaming is just something you want to also use on cooldown. It just keeps your mana up, and you won't be randomly having no mana at some point in the fight. Another thing you need on your hotbar is Sprint. It just helps you run out of tight situations, and there's never been a time where I've not wanted it on my hotbar. Easy as that. Done. Move fast. And then let's talk about something that's important. Chain Stratagem. If you do not hit this button, your whole party will flame you. Your whole raid group, your whole alliance raid group will know. Because what it is a 10. I think they nerfed it to 10. A 10 or 15, I forget. I think it's 10 now. 10% increased chance to crit. That's it. Nothing else, but it matters a lot to your DPS. Your black mage will thank you. The chain is the only thing you really bring to the table. At the end of the day, it just means everyone does more damage to the boss. Either way, if you liked it, like, subscribe. Like I said, I'm telling you at the beginning, I appreciate every bit. I'm going to be trying to do this more often. Definitely on the shorts for my streams. As of right now, I stream Thursday and Sunday nights for high-end content. Hopefully I'll get to see your face there. Just say you're from YouTube, say you're hi. If not, I'll see a highlight of some dumb shit that I do. I do a lot of dumb shit. I do a lot of dumb shit for money. Fuck it, I'll shave my head for money if somebody offered it. Right.
I'll shave.
Down the middle if somebody offered enough money. But that's nothing. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed this giant shit post, and stay beautiful.